Hey, what's up everybody, it's JD here, and Bleach time. Last week I skipped it because there was no Naruto, and I was like, I don't feel like putting a Bleach up for some reason, but let's talk about last week's, and then this week's, and then that's it. So last week, they iced off that Lord Pepe guy, the fat, black, or I don't know what he was, Hindu, he could have been any kind of race dude who was like shooting arrows. That girl, I think her name's like Lily Tot or something, she went and just ate him up, and he was like, he's like, oh my goodness, girl, I know you've been doing well, and she was like, yo, bro, dude, you damn near tried to kill everybody. I mean, you know, you gotta take some responsibility. And her mouth was like yawning because she has that like big mouth thing, and he's like, no, Lily Tot, no. I assume she died, and then we just cut, excuse me, then we just cut to Soul Society where that one dude with like the weird, funny, like Kuwabara hairstyle is fighting against Juabak, or they call him Yuak now, or at least in the translations I've been reading, it's like they just changed his name to Yuak, and I'm like, okay, whatever. He can't land a blow on Juabak and Ishida and that other dude. I don't even know the guy. I don't even know his like his right hand man's name anymore. But they can't land a blow. His dude doesn't even understand what's going on. He walks by them, and then the lady, the other girl from this Soul division, the Zero division, who has like, it looks like she has like puppets in her dress. She starts talking down to him, and she's like, Juabak, you're not gonna fight back. Oh my god, blah blah blah. I'm gonna handle you. And then her like minions go after him, and he doesn't like defend himself. And she's like, even now he's not defending himself. I wonder what is going on. Out of nowhere, we get this like black Zetsu type of dude, who he rises up out of the ground, and he has two tongues, and he has a lith because he has two tongues going back and forth. And basically his power as a Stern Ritter is to just anything that he can divert any physical attack is what it looks like. So swords can't touch him, stuff can't touch him. It's like as soon as stuff comes this way, it goes right around. And he explains his whole little thing, and it's just tedious and time consuming, and that's like the main part of the chapter. And then he finishes talking about that last week's chapter. He talks about that, and then it skips to Ichigo and Orihime, what's the name, Chad and Urahara getting ready to blast off into space to go to the Soul Society. So we'll talk about now this current chapter. Last week's chapter was like a 6. I didn't really love it. This one I don't really love. This chapter, it starts off with Ichigo and the homies getting ready to go off into the ship. Yurichi's there too. The girl who originally blasts them up into the sky with that one thing. I don't know what it's called. It's like the rocket. Her brother is there, and he's all like, I'm going too. And then Ichigo's like, why would you go? You can't fight nobody. You're not gonna do anything. And he's like, oh, I've got the map to the Soul King's palace. And then he's like, oh, okay, well, this isn't some like rinky-dink mission, dude. This is like a do or die. We might not come back. You might want to think about this type of mission. He's like, I know. Let's do this. And they get ready to go. They have flashbacks of like when they went before, because they went to go, I believe, save Rukia back in the day from Byakuya because he was going to kill her. And they have flashbacks of when Ishida was part of the group, and Orihime is like, I wonder if he'll come back. And Ichigo does a Naruto, and he's like, I'm gonna bring him back. Don't worry about him. I'll whoop his ass after I whoop Juabak's, and then I'm gonna bring his ass back with us. And she's like, oh my god, that makes me happy. You know, Sakura moment. And you know, it was a cool little segment. But after that, it cuts right back to the guy with the two tongues, and I'm not disliking this chapter. I want more fighting to happen, which a little bit we got towards the end. He breaks down everything about what his powers is. She's like, oh, okay, so then what about people who you don't see? Because he said anybody I see can't touch me. He's like, what about people you don't see? And he's like, well, if I have a premonition or an intuition that they're around, I can still see them. A few guys, swordsmen, come from out of nowhere and try to stab him. He then like can bend their bodies apart, which was, I think that's what happened. It was pretty weird, and I was like, oh snap, that's not cool. So then she says, well, that's cool, that's great, but I said, what about the stuff that you can't see? And then he's like, what do you mean? He's like, well, while you weren't paying attention, I did some nice stitching on your he's like, I did some good old stitching on your outfit right there. And then he said, what do you mean? He looks down and she had like stitched in some certain like signs on his thing. And she said, well, while you were not paying attention, I stitched these things and now there's a blah, blah, blah. And basically she put a bunch of blades inside of his coat. I don't know how she did it. I don't know when she did it, but she did it. And then she just like kind of snaps, not even snaps her finger. I think she just like activated them. And then he's like, no, you gotta be kidding me. And then blood squirts everywhere and he's got swords coming out of him. And I'm like, damn, that was a tight magic trick. It was cool. It was cool. She was kind of G'd up for that. I'm kind of glad that she took him down because I was like, yo, you can't have Sternritter who are below Jewelbach whooping on you and you're in the 0 division. I thought y'all were supposed to be the strongest captains ever. You know what I'm saying? I was like, come on now. So that's the end of the chapter. It was good. I want to give it like a 7 out of 10. It wasn't amazing. It was good. Got a little bit of a little dry spots. It was cool. But I mean, Bleach is getting where it needs to be. It's almost done. Same with Naruto. It's an end of an era, so I'm just glad I got a chance to be a part of it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, share if you are down to share, and favorite and subscribe if you're new. And yeah, I will see you guys on the Naruto manga review right after this. Aha! All right, later.